Okay, in this problem, we're going to solve the system of equations with graphing, but this time I'm going to focus on intercepts for the second equation. Okay, notice the top equation is already solved for y. Okay, so it's in slope-intercept form, but that second equation isn't. So instead of taking that second equation and changing it into slope-intercept form, I'm going to focus on the other way to graph that, which is using the intercepts. Okay, using our friend 0 twice. I'll show you. Get the top equation. Okay, that already is in slope-intercept form. Y equals negative 1/2 x plus 8. The only thing I'd kind of like to do to that top equation is put the negative sign somewhere. Okay, either with the top, rise, or the bottom, the run. I'm just going to put it with the top. So I'm going to think of that top equation as y equals negative 1 over 2x plus 8. Okay, the number at the end is the y-intercept. So I'm going to go to my y-axis and find the number 8 and click. Okay, my slope is negative 1 over 2. So that means I'm going to go down 1, right 2. So from my 8, I'm going to go down 1, right 2, and click again. Okay, my top line is done. Okay, for my bottom line, I'm going to now, instead of changing this into slope-intercept form, I'm going to think about using my friend 0. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my equation, and I'm going to set x equal to 0 and find y. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite my equation, but I'm going to replace x with 0. So I have 0 minus 4y equals negative 8. Okay, so I really have negative 4 times y equals negative 8. I'm going to solve that equation for y. Okay, get rid of the multiplied negative 4 by dividing by negative 4. You end up with y equals positive 2. Negative 8 divided by negative 4 is positive 2. Okay, so that's point. Think of that as 2 coordinates of a point. That represents point 0, 2. Okay, now I'm going to take that same equation, but I'm going to replace y with 0. Okay, I'm going to take my equation one more time, write it down, but I'm going to replace my y with 0. Keep my x there. So I have x minus 4 times 0 equals negative 8. And I'm going to just think of this 4 times 0 as being 0. I'm going to ignore it. Okay, so I'm left with x on the left and negative 8 on the right. So I know that x equals negative 8. So for my second point, I know that my y-coordinate is 0. I know my x-coordinate is negative 8. I'm going to put negative 8 in the first position of my point. X-coordinate comes first. The y-coordinate comes second. So all I need to do is graph these 2 points, 0, 2, and negative 8, 0. So I'm going to graph those 2 points. I'm going to find 0, 2, travel along the x-axis to find 0, go up to 2. Click. Okay, my second point, negative 8, 0. Go along the x-axis first. Okay, find negative 8 on the x-axis, and don't go up or down at all. Click. So I have my second line. Okay, I did it by using my friend 0 twice. Put 0 in for x, and then I put 0 in for y. Okay, the solution to the problem is where the 2 lines intersect. Okay, the 2 lines intersect at 8, 4. Okay, 0.84. Okay, I somehow got to where I blocked my spot down there. So just make sure in the In the space on the bottom, you would put parentheses, 8, comma, 4. Okay, good luck on these. Do it either way you want, the way that I did it in this video or the way I did it in the other.